Praise the Lord. God is good. God is great. Jesus is alive and well. Ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, call a familiar face. Call all the folks you know, from your family and relatives to your friends, your classmates, your roommates, your significant others, your spouses, and everyone else. From friends, amigos, comrades, compadres, to your frenemies and enemies. Tell them that your boy is doing his YouTube CVS station identification. No, it is not. The Pharmacy, its channel vlog show, known as WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here is your host of the show, where there's ordinary and there's him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Hello, everyone. Eric Lima here, coming at you with another episode of WEML-TV, Channel 77. This is episode 869, January the 8th, 2022, 10:57 a.m. It's been an early work day for me because of yesterday's snowstorm. There was not a whole lot of garbage for me to pick up at the mall outside. Plus, it was like in the teens this morning, and my bosses didn't want me to be out there, so they had me do some extra cleaning instead, which is fine. And they let me out early at 9:15, went out and get some breakfast, and came home, and about to run an errand for my father pretty soon. But for right now, we are going to talk about what happened last night on Raw and SmackDown, the first SmackDown of 2022, and ladies and gentlemen, with the Royal Rumble coming up, this one's going to be a doozy. You're going to have to trust me on this one, okay? First and foremost, you talk about the internet breaking. I will tell you why in just a moment. Roman Reigns said return to SmackDown as the Universal Champion after recuperating from COVID, addressed the Mohegan Sun crowd, and he said there's two people I don't want to see. It's Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Cue Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman showing up. All right? And then Paul Heyman says, you fired me, you this, you're my tribal chief. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's like, what did you just say? And then, I don't know what's up with Paul Heyman, all right? They're both telling Paul Heyman to shut up. And then Roman Reigns, Superman punched Brock Lesnar. So I was like, oh boy, this ought to be interesting. And then Megan Morant interviewed Sami Zayn about him challenging Shinsuke Nakamura, but he had to face Rick Boogs, who he called Rick Boogs a gorilla with a guitar. Come on. You see the man work out, Sami Zayn? Jeepers, you wimp. And then, as he looked, he goes, Johnny Knoxville is here. And Johnny Knoxville says, well, I was talking to management about trying to qualify for the Royal Rumble. He goes, well, you have to do something in order for you to do it. So Johnny Knoxville's like thinking about it, and then Sami Zayn's music was being played. He went out there, and Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura were there, and the two went at it. It was a great matchup. Rick Boogs did the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith vertical suplex type thing. Sami Zayn thought he had it in the bag, but then he got distracted by Shinsuke Nakamura, but then Rick Boogs took advantage of it and ended up pinning Sami Zayn for the 1-2-3. And as Sami Zayn was running his mouth and all that, Johnny Knoxville snuck in the ring behind him and tossed him over the top rope. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's funny, right? And then Mike Rowe made an announcement. Johnny Knoxville is qualified to enter the Royal Rumble. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Knoxville is officially in the Royal Rumble. This ought to be interesting, to say the least. Royal Rumble is going to get more interesting this year. Let me tell you. I'll keep going with this, okay? So Johnny Knoxville has been announced qualified for the men's Royal Rumble matchup. Johnny Knoxville is in. A lot of people want to see. I said I want to see Otis coming after Johnny Knoxville, to see Otis squish Johnny Knoxville. But if Omos is in the Royal Rumble, he's gonna try to grab Johnny Knoxville by his pants and throw him out in the 10th row or something like that. Or Commander Aziz. Both of those guys in there. If I were Johnny Knoxville, I'd be wearing dark pants in the Rumble. So Caleb Braxton interviewed the New Day and about their final time facing the Usos for the tag team titles in a street fight. And so and they declared they'll walk out with the belts. Then Charlotte Flair came out for the Flair for the dramatic addressed the Mohegan Sun crowd after she retained her title a couple weeks ago on Christmas Eve against Toni Storm, who was no longer with the company. And then Charlotte Flair says, I'm going to declare to go into the Royal Rumble. And so she goes, let's see the ladies that are entering the Royal Rumble this year. 18 of Charlotte Flair makes number 19. 18 women are already are in the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH, Aaliyah, Shayna Baszler, Natalya, Tamina, Carmella, Naomi, Queen, Zelina, Shotzi, Dana, 24/7 champion Dana Brooke, and some of the legends were introduced, were announced. Michelle McCool was coming back to enter that Royal Rumble for a second time. So will Kelly Kelly, Lita, and the Bellas, Hall of Famers indeed. Lita and the Bellas. Summer Rae, which I was kind of shocked at that. And here's even a more shocking announcement of an entry to the Royal Rumble. Impact Knockouts champion Mickie James. The internet was blowing up all over about this situation. Is the Forbidden Door ultimately open? Is WWE and Impact working together? I mean, there's a lot of questions that are going to need some answers soon. And believe you me when I say this, it's insane. Mickie James, and I went, didn't they release her last year? And now, and they treated her very badly with the paper bag, with the guy with trash bag and all that. Somehow, I don't know what happened. I don't know what went on behind the scenes of how this was possible. I thought Mickie was never going to come back to the WWE. Hey, listen, Royal Rumble. I bet you she's just doing it for the fans. That's fine. It's a one deal thing. That's fine. One-off thing. You know. So that means there's 11 spots left open. So it'll be very interesting to see who will fill those 11 spots. You know, people are still begging. Melina was trending on Twitter last night, and I'll tell you, it was still trending. And in fact, nobody was, because everyone wanted her to be in the Royal Rumble. Will she be a surprise in there? I haven't heard from NXT superstars, and if there was a couple of NXT superstars that should be in that Rumble, Raquel Gonzalez is one. I think Kaylee Ray should be in there, and Io Shirai. So there's still 11 spots left open. Some surprise NXT superstars could be in there. More surprise legends. Who knows for sure? Who knows? We got some surprise. We still have Lacey Evans still out with maternity leave. Alexa Bliss is recuperating from facial surgery. I've heard. I've heard Bailey is recuperating from an injury, and Asuka as well. So if those ladies can go, we got a lot of opportunity. I'm sure NXT superstars will have a huge opportunity. So Raquel Gonzalez will probably hold her own in the Royal Rumble. Who knows for sure? So I'm very interested to see what will be the case in that situation. But Mickie James in the Royal Rumble, very shocking. Meanwhile, Naomi decided to interrupt Charlotte Flair, challenges her, and then slaps Charlotte Flair. They had a match. But Sonya Deville comes out as a no count on, no disqualification. You think, man? But despite that, Charlotte Flair ended up pinning Naomi in a championship contenders match. But Naomi probably Naomi's not bothered. Probably was bothered by Sonya Deville, but nonplussed because she's in the Royal Rumble. So Caleb Braxton interviewed the Usos, and the Usos talk about how they're going to beat the New Day. And then Happy Corbin came out by himself, and I figured, well, Madcap Moss lost last night, and he lost at day one, and he was upset with him or something like that. And then he introduced Drew McIntyre, and then Madcap Moss comes out dressed as Drew McIntyre, making fun of him. And then the Viking. But before that, Adam Pearce was talking to Sonya Deville about who Roman Reigns' next challenger would be. The Viking Raiders came out not very happy with Corbin and Moss making fun of Drew McIntyre, so they had a tag team matchup in which Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss defeated the Viking Raiders. So that's going to be even crazy enough. Sheamus cut a promo on what happened at day one with Ridge Holland, but he decided to declare an entry into the Royal Rumble. Now, there's a guy I want to see in that Rumble with Johnny Knoxville. I want to see him bro kick. I want to see Johnny Knoxville take a bro kick to the face. Or bro kick up the gooch, whatever. You know what I mean? I tweeted about this as a joke. One of my followers liked it. If Johnny Knoxville's going to be in the Men's Royal Rumble, can we get Larry Johnson's grandmama in the Rumble? Remember grandmama, Larry Johnson? Remember Larry Johnson, the Charlotte Hornets, man? He was a good player. So, so Adam Pearce came in to talk to Roman Reigns. We're about to find your next challenger. Roman Reigns was not in the mood. He is fine. Go find. I gotta watch my cousins. So go away. So, tag team title street fight. Usos versus the New Day. Their rivalry coming at a fever pitch, and the Usos did walk away with the belts. But Roman Reigns sat there, probably pleased about his cousins retaining the titles. But then someone was doing a unique knock, and come to find out it was the Shield theme music. And then the door was opened up because, come on, Roman Reigns goes, come on in. Seth Rollins is going to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal title at the Royal Rumble. If that's the case, man, Lesnar, Lashley, Reigns, and Rollins at it again. It's going to be this Royal, and Mickey James in the Royal Rumble. This is going to be more insane. 2022. A lot of people saying that the WWE is now finally opened up the forbidden door. If that's the case, that 24/7 title that Dana Brooke has, that's a humongous, probably the biggest target that she's going to have on her back for a long time. And a lot of people say, imagine if R-Truth retained the title and he goes like Orange Cassidy or something like that. And he's probably say, Orange Cassidy, I'm going to beat you and the rest of the Partridge family or something like that. It'll be hilarious. Or R-Truth versus Marco Stunt. This is probably going to be the most interesting year of all of professional wrestling. Now the WWE technically opened up the forbidden door with Mickey James, the Impact Knockouts champ, being part of the Women's Royal Rumble. Will she have that title tonight? We'll see. Now, 205 Live, the first 205 Live of 2022, Draco Anthony went one-on-one with Malik Blade, and Malik Blade finally picked up a victory in his young career in the WWE, especially in part of NXT. Nikita Lyons, formerly known as Faith the Lioness, took on Erica Yan, which Nikita Lyons got her first victory. So good way to start 2022 for her. And hold on a second. And finally, Ike Minjiro took on Ru Fang, and Ike Minjiro. Now, is he going to do it without Kushida? Who knows for sure. So Ike Minjiro did pick up the victory over Ru Fang. On the next episode of 870, I will talk about what happened on Impact, AEW Rampage. All right, this is Eric Lehman saying so long, and until the next episode, peace, love, God's blessings from him above, through me to you, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.